Alright, so for my last video, I've gotten a couple of comments talking about how I was coming off a little bit depressive. I'm not sure how I ended up doing that, but I'm gonna try to make this one a little bit more enlightening, I guess. So I do want to get a couple of things off of my chest before I actually, start giving y'all some good advice. Is recently on my channel, y'all probably noticed a lot less vocal preset type of videos. And the reason for that is, one, I feel like a bunch of y'all just come to the channel, find the preset, buy it, and then leave. Alright? And I started to realize my channel started becoming a catalog, almost like a store of products versus things that can actually help you guys long run. Even though a preset does do that, you guys aren't coming back, if that makes sense, for more ways to improve. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I started this channel, one, so I can help somebody out there, and then two, I want y'all to be entertained at the end of the day, because me as a music artist, I like to take some break and, I love making music, but there's a lot of other things that I like as well. Like, for example, y'all can tell I'm playing a game for the video. So, y'all know I like playing games. But music is the main thing that has been a part of me, and I don't see that going away anytime soon. So, with that being said, some of the preset videos I was making was more to give you guys what you guys wanted, rather than, doing some of the things that I want. Like, I love making music, but I built this channel purely based on recreating vocal preset that I know if I were to drop a cooking video of me just making music, there'll be a decrease in viewership, and obviously, or at least I hope, there'll be an increase of low fan base. But my ultimate goal of not just growing a fan base, but also build a business around this, so then I can further improve the content for you guys, bigger projects, and ultimately have a sustainable income doing what I love. I also realized some of y'all seemed worried for me talking about that. Do I feel like if I fell off? And I gotta be really honest with you guys. I don't think I fell off, if that makes sense. And the reason I'm gonna say that is because I was never really up, so to speak. Because logistically speaking, yes, I did have more attention when I was uploading music consistently, promoting it consistently, versus now I'm having to rebuild that all over again. And with that, I see a really great opportunity to experiment, if that makes sense. Which is why you see me doing these type of videos. Which is why I do plan on making, videos where you just see me record, make a song, even though I said earlier, I know that I won't get that much viewership, but long term, I will, or at least I hope, I'll have a more loyal fan base, which ultimately long run, that's what I want. Most people in my position would have gave up. I'll be honest. Seeing numbers go down when they used to be higher, not that much engagement in what they're posting. But like I said, I believe this gives me more freedom to try out multiple things, and I do have a plan, which I would love to share with you guys. So, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, I've been posting probably like 2 to 3 times on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram Reels. There might be some days where I'm not posting, but that's because I'm trying to figure out a better method of getting more engagement. I've noticed that, especially on TikTok, posting edits on a song does way better than just you lip syncing on camera. Unless you have a good sense of fashion and somewhat of a good look going for you, then that might be the better route, since you don't have to spend no money apart from the clothing. On Instagram, I haven't exactly figured it out. When it was working, I was just posting myself on the top, the bottom, FL Studio with some nice caption, but for some reason that's not working for me anymore, so I have to figure out something new, and until then I'll let you guys know. But on YouTube, I've actually gotten pretty good results. I could have better results if I try something out, but as of now, I've been doing the same thing what I used to do on TikTok, on Instagram, but now on YouTube Shorts. It's basically just the face cam on the top and on the bottom, FL Studio, but this is the important part that I want y'all to remember, is that I've noticed if you put the song and then a colon and then you put the title of the song and then a dash with your artist name, a hashtag that has to do with the genre, and a hashtag of an artist that you think you might sound similar to or in the same genre or same niche, whether that be underground or whatever, do that. And then I would say sometimes try out using new hashtags, like maybe hashtag FL Studio, hashtag of another artist that you can think of, but make sure you don't overdo it because YouTube does not like when you use too much hashtag. Now, I've been doing this for about a month, and I'll be honest, I've noticed a lot more growth than I used to have. I have a feeling once I figure out a good strategy that works for me, it'll exponentially grow. But as of now, I've been able to at least double the amount of monthly listeners I would have on Spotify. Now, I don't know on Apple Music or SoundCloud. I haven't checked those out yet, but I know for sure on Spotify, I've been able to increase my monthly listeners by at least double. And another thing I would say is make sure you're being consistent with it, because as long as you keep posting and posting a lot of snippets, which I know a lot of people have this false idea of too much promotion, but at the end of the day, there is never too much promotion. And I learned that from a good artist called Tyler the Creator. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, he did an interview with someone and he said that even though he dropped an album that was like a year ago, when people would see him in public, he would still say, "Call me if you get lost." Right? And to think about someone as big as him still promoting his album that's like at least a year old, that has to mean something. And if you haven't picked it up yet, then let me just explain it to you simply. It means that even though he's a big artist, still promotes an album that's at least a year old, that essentially means you, nowhere near as close as Tyler the Creator in numbers or recognition. You have to do at least that times amount of more promotion than he does. Because think about it. Millions of people know Tyler the Creator, but no one knows you. That's the fact. I have 5,000 subscribers, 11,000 on TikTok, and another 11,000 on Instagram. And if we combine all my followers on different platforms like Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, I have literally almost over 30,000 followers. And yet, people still don't know me. And that's a fact. Of course, I have a good amount of supporters, but at the end of the day, I am nothing compared to those bigger creators in number. Now, I don't mean that just to discourage you or discourage myself or talk bad, but more of a sense that that's the reality. That's the reality that a lot of underground artists seem to forget. They get either too narcissistic or they feel like they don't have to do that much, that their music is enough to get people to come and listen to their music. Be honest with me. How are you supposed to find something if you never knew it existed? Think about that for a second. All right, you see my point. So with that being said, promote your music as much as possible. Be consistent, but also don't just randomly do things just for the sake of being consistent. Study what other music artists are doing to promote their music. Understand the genre and niche that you're in. That way you can figure out, okay, what is something new that you can introduce and what is something that you can grab and twist that'll fit for your aesthetic, or at least the style that you're going for. Now, most of y'all are not disabled like I am, so it'll be much easier for you guys to grab your phone, start recording, set up some lightings, and put on a nice fit. Alright, so there is no excuse for you guys to say that the algorithm doesn't like you or that your music is not good enough, because my channel is literally about how to get your music sounding good. There's a lot of free presets from other content creators, so my suggestion, make sure you take a good look and a good listen to see if their preset actually sounds good. I don't want to sell promo, but literally I can assure you and I can guarantee you that if you use any one of my presets, you're going to be happy with it and you're going to have a professional sounding that you'll be pretty satisfied and confident to upload it to the public for everyone to hear, because that's the goal at the end of the day. We want people to listen to your music, and ultimately, I know this is most likely on everyone's mind, unless this is just a hobby, is to make money out of it. And whether you don't care about the money now, eventually I do want to say that is something that's gonna come out of it if you're doing successful at it. And even though if you don't really care about making money out of your music, at the end of the day, music is just another art form that people can make money out of. And best believe there's a lot of people taking advantage of that. So why aren't we gonna do the same? So remember how I talked about not just doing things randomly for the sake of being consistent? That ties into my other point that I want to talk about, which is your aesthetic. You want to make sure that you have something that is aesthetically pleasing to others. And in order to make something that is aesthetically pleasing to others, is literally just having good cohesion and combination. Let's take, for example, Fake Me. He's a UK rapper, and the aesthetic that he seems to be going for is like that older 2000s swag type of vibe. But I'm not talking about like Soulja Boy. I'm talking more of like that vintage streetwear that's not rap vibe, but more of like fashion, which helps him further enhance his aesthetic, which he talks about drugs and money. And you know, with good clothing tied to it, it just feels like he's always been rich at the luxury lifestyle, which he doesn't care about, you know, many things in general. He really loves to chill. Just not your usual obnoxious, right, always in your face type of rapper that people would think of when they think of 2000s rapper. And the cool part is nobody's really trying to go for that aesthetic. At least general, normal people in the public are not doing that. So to see an artist happen into something more niche, it makes it feel even more special when a random new listener comes across and say, hey, I found a new artist that doesn't fit with the rest of your usual rappers or music artists, which makes it feel more unique. And that was the point that I was trying to give across in my last video of not chasing what other people are doing, but more trying to be yourself and doing the things that you like. Yes, there are going to be some similarities that you're going to like what they're doing, but you know, just don't straight up be a clone, if that makes sense. If you can bring something new to the table, and that feels really hard to do, especially when you hear things like, there's nothing new that's under the sun. Okay then, how do I get on top of the sun? Because I'm trying to dominate that shit, you feel me? So that's pretty much all I can give as of now. Make sure that you're posting consistently, but being strategic about it, right? Study what other artists are doing, see if you can do something similar. Grab it, twist it. I said if you're gonna post on TikTok, you use my method, or you know, just do whatever works for you. At the end of the day, that's what you should be doing. If something is not working, feel free to change just a little bit of something and see if you can get better results. If not, then you already know, might as well find a new method because that's not working. So the main thing that I want you guys to get out of this video is one, experiment, and please be as authentic as you can. If something's not working, then use that to your advantage. It means nobody's really looking at you and nobody really cares about your failures, but people do care when they see you succeed because it makes them feel good too, you know? So if you feel like you're stuck and you just don't know what to do or where you should go next, I do a one-on-one mentorship where I help artists like you guys trying to blow up. I'm not some guy living in a high-rise penthouse, even though I would love to one day. And I know you guys would probably love something like that. Click in the link in the description where you guys are able to work with me. I'm not just here to make you guys better, but to also give you an opportunity that most people won't. Also, feel free to join my Discord. It's completely free. There's no secret fees that you guys might be worried about. The only secrets that you're gonna find is secret techniques and secret tips that we'll be talking about, secret opportunities that I might not be showing guys here in the videos, and secretly you guys can be a part of what I'm building right now. So with that being said, there's no limits to what you can do. Lock in, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.